Okay.
3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 537. I am Brian Kilby. Today is September 20th, 2017, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for neighbor.
Won't you be mine?
I'm pointing you, Diecast. Would you be my neighbor?
Come and knock on my door.
I don't know where to go with that. Okay. So,
hey, those are so far the end of the sitcom spectrum, it's like it hurts.
I don't get it, but I just...
Three's Company.
Come and knock on my... Oh, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's just Three's Company.
So, like, the way I'm looking at you guys right now, of course, you're on Skype. So, you're in quadrants. But if this were a couple more blocks, this would be like the Brady Bunch. It would be the saddest Brady Bunch, basically, you can imagine.
I get to be Alice.
I nominate Don as Alice.
Don is Alice. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
I'm the only one with any common sense.
I would not see that. Matt, you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
pretty good.
Rob, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Don says he's the only one with common sense.
But my common sense is not real common sense. It's Don common sense. So there's a difference.
It's Don sense.
And I'm drinking delicious orange cream flavored water.
That sounds like
which really encapsulates that whole not real common sense thing.
So it would be Donna Nonsense.
Yes.
Donna Nonsense. North America, summer's ending. And for those of you in, northern hemisphere, for those of you in the southern hemisphere, congratulations, spring is coming. So that's something. Hey, actually, one thing to point out. I got a note on Facebook yesterday, and I closed out the show notes. But are you guys familiar? Some of you are, at least anyway, with Realm of Collectors.
Yes,
I've heard of the name.
It's a fans group. I think they're primarily on Rob Springer's on Instagram, right? A lot of them are on Instagram. So it's sort of outside of my knowledge set is the Instagram stuff, but they have a podcast and things like that. And one thing they're doing, which I think is awesome, is they're doing a toy drive for people affected by the hurricanes in Florida and Texas. So basically, they are taking donations at TFCon. So if you're going to be there, you can donate. They also have an address to send it to. I'll make sure a link is in the show notes that links out to the document that they shared, the poster that has all that information on it. It's a lot of stuff, but they are working on helping people out. So I think that's great. Toy drive for the people affected, kids.
Cool. And their Facebook and YouTube apparently.
I think that's awesome. But yeah, so help those people out. I mean, they've been really. What are you laughing at, Don?
I'll tell you the notes. I'm not sure even want to broadcast this.
Okay. But yeah, so they're helping kids out, and that's really important, especially with all the stuff going on right now. Terrible. And, I was really worried about the hurricane hitting North Carolina, and I kind of joked. It's sort of terrible at the same time, but I kind of joked that it veered to miss me and hit Rob Springer. So Rob lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and he got hit by the hurricane. But apparently the destruction, there was some damage in Florida, pretty substantial damage in like Miami, in those areas. I don't think that it was as devastated as Houston was in the areas within Houston with the other hurricane. Was it?
I don't believe so.
Puerto Rico got rocked today.
That's true. Today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, also, the people are... So I'm a little distracted because they're typing away in the Skype chat, and I can't see it, so I'm like, oh no. So I feel like I'm being conspired against.
Oh no, Brian. We'll do that to your face. You don't have to worry about it.
If we do it to his face, it's not a conspiracy, Don.
But we don't have to tell him the whole truth. But see, it's the anti-conspiracy conspiracy. We tell them we're doing something, but we can lie and say it's something completely different.
There's only one conspiracy that matters, and that's in Star Trek: The Next Generation Season 1. Okay. Hey, so our 18th anniversary is coming up. We'll have our 18th anniversary show on October 11th, 2017. And to celebrate, we're going to have some contests. We have one up right now where you can win a Headmaster Don autographed.
I thought we were going to win a
exclusive
Headmaster
Arcee.
Don.
Well, you can't.
Yeah, but I won't
The
fit
world
the
owns
box.
Headmaster Don.
Shipping would be expensive on that.
Shipping would be expensive on that. But
Now, Brian, I'm gonna ask you, since you're announcing the contest and I'll be signing it. Are we gonna sign it and then ship it, or do you want to like announce the winner?
Oh, and see if they want it personalized.
Exactly.
it'll just be a Headmaster Don autograph because I'll bring it to TFCon and you can sign it there.
Okay, that's what I thought we were going to do, but I didn't know if you wanted me to personalize it after the winner's announced or what.
Well, how about this? If the are we announcing the winner before TFCon?
No.
Well, never mind. I was going to say if the winner's at TFCon, like
Yeah.
have it done in person and can be personalized that way. But I guess that won't work, will it?
Christmas gift. Check Twitter.
Check Twitter.
Just like I'm waiting for. Never mind.
So, okay. Well, I need some more caffeine. Let me solve that real quick. Hey,
Caffeine is great,
I
isn't
love
it?
caffeine. My God.
Yeah. I'll spoil it for you, Chris. It's Captain Proton ship from Eagle Moss, so you can thank me later.
I prefer to wait for the gritty reboot version by J.J. Abrams.
That's funny. But yeah. So
hey guys, breaking news, real quick.
Okay.
If you go through TF Radio/Amazon right now, Combiner Wars G2 Bruticus is currently $25.
Holy crap.
It is entirely worth that. So.
Yes, go get one.
Wait, what toy is that?
G2
Bruticus.
Yeah.
Where at?
Amazon.
Really?
And if you would, please use the Amazon link from the TF Radio homepage. It would help out.
Yeah, it would.
Yes, it would.
Yes. Okay. But we'll have more contests between now and then. I'm just honestly trying to figure out what they're going to be. Because I only had the one figured out. So, okay. What else we got going on this week?
I also have a contest if we want to mention that.
No. Yeah, of course. What do you got going on?
It's for Transformers Earth Wars patch. It's a Decepticon patch, and all you have to do is go to my Facebook page for Views by Diecast and leave a comment in the thread with the picture of the patch, and I'm gonna draw a winner next Monday on the 25th.
Very cool. Very cool. It's a really nice patch.
Yes.
It's like Patch Adams, but not terrible. I don't know where I was going with that. Hey, TFCon USA is next week.
Yay.
Yes, it is.
I can't believe it.
So
9 days. 9
looking
days.
forward to not being in town here and being somewhere else.
Being somewhere else is usually pretty good.
Yeah. Being somewhere else is good, except I'd kind of like to be home. I'm going to go.
I'd rather be at TFCon.
Okay, but Brian, think about from like Diecast point of view. Like he made the trip to HasCon, then next week he's making the trip to DC for TFCon, and then like a week later he's going to be going to New York Comic-Con.
I was going to TFCon next weekend.
So we don't really have any TFCon shenanigans planned, so I'll just be straight up honest with you. If you see us, say hi. But, if I don't have any concrete, like, awesome podcast plans as far as, like, listener get-togethers or anything go.
Yeah. And also, Massey is not coming. I would like to arrive with some of my limbs still attached to my body. Because even taking him to the vet is an exercise in danger.
Yeah. So I got Massey this week when my dog Max bit me.
Oh, he just bit? That's all?
Well, I felt totally betrayed. In 4 years, he's never done that before, and it was pretty substantial. He drew the blood. It's painful.
Wow.
It broke my heart.
It sounds like a happy day episode.
I did a happy day about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Kim actually really liked that one, so I questioned the quality of it.
Oh, hey, Brian, here's something. The Bruticus is $24.99. swindled by himself by one of the sellers is 23.
No, that Bruticus is sold out. I tried.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I just refreshed it. It says 2 left in stock, so...
Yeah.
You know.
It doesn't work.
Oh,
So how is Kim looking forward to TFCon next week after just going through HasCon?
I don't know.
Well, now at HasCon, y'all did other non-TF stuff, right? Y'all went out and
Hardly.
did stuff in this... Oh, I thought... No.
We had plans to do it. We ended up going out Saturday, and we spent like 2 hours doing something.
What'd you do?
We went, there's like a couple of things that she had like a checklist of things we wanted to do. We got to do one of them, which was try something called a pizza strip. Exactly.
Okay.
It was basically a cheese stick. No, it was basically a breadstick with marinara sauce on it. Ooh. That was the big vacation thing we did this year. Just try a pizza strip. Though we did enjoy U-Melt. That place was awesome.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I really... A place that does grilled cheeses, that sounds really like it's up my alley.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, Kim was like, oh, God, I want to go there. And I'm like, I don't want to go there. That sounds terrible. But I like, just did it to, like, you know, okay, Kim wants to try it. And it was the best thing there.
Yeah, we walked by the first night we were there, and we're like, maybe we'll do that tonight. And I think Brian and I were both kind of like, like maybe that's more of a lunch thing. Then we had it for lunch, and we're like, oh my God, this is great.
It was great. Yeah, but what is she looking forward to at TFCon though? Hopefully going out and seeing our nation's capital. That's about it.
Getting a view of Trump, maybe.
Well, she won't see Trump.
Meeting him. Hey, you never know.
Yeah, probably not meeting Trump. Probably not meeting anybody from Congress. Probably not meeting anybody of note other than you guys. But she knows you guys. Yeah, we got nothing for TFCon.
Yeah.
In fact,
Hey, guys,
I don't even know how long I'll be
She'll
there.
be thrilled.
Yeah.
I just tried the Bruticus, and it did at least add it to my cart. So it
Yeah, but
did add.
try to check out. It says it's not available.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that sounds like Hasbro Toy Shop.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, though. Hey, anybody get anything this week? Diecast got something at Hasbro Toy Shop.
Yes, I did. I also got today. It was a bunch of stuff. I got a little Huffer or Huff, and I got
Is that
Pipe.
Bad Cube?
Yeah, Bad Cube.
Okay.
He's still in the box. This is version 2 of Huffer from Bad Cube. Pipes is still in the box. I haven't gotten a chance to take that out yet. I also got Scorn and Nitro. So didn't get a chance to take. They came from Amazon actually too. So tfradio.net/Amazon.
It looks like that's going to be about the only place to find some of this stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I found a Nitro and a Scorn at a Walmart. Last month?
Because that's weird. Because the last time I was at my Walmart, they just got in 6-shot for the first time that I've ever seen there, and I got my 6-shot on the way to Joe Lana. So, yeah.
Then the other thing I got, which is on RFC reviews right now, was X-Transbots Klaatu. Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
it's Klaatu.
Yeah, Klaatu.
He is an awesome Cosmos.
I told you in text last night that it looks so nice, but I'm afraid it'll cut me. So there's no way I can get it.
Klaatu is awesome. Just.
Well,
So
I'm
nice.
definitely looking for. He's definitely a pickup for me at TFCon if I see a good price. It's just I still like my Toy World Cosmos because I love those clear colors, but he's going on like the eventually, hopefully before I die, clear shelf with like backlights to make everything kind of pop.
Yeah, Don, you have to watch the review because I compared it to Toy World's Cosmos, so
Well,
I think you'll like that part.
This can't end well.
Well, it's a diecast review, so of course it won't.
Oh.
But yeah, that's all I got That's all I got this week. It's been slow.
I don't want to go because I'm feeling hyped right now. I got a couple things.
I'm downing like 32 ounces of like Monster right now. It's pretty awesome. But go ahead.
Did you add some flavor to it for the?
Watermelon, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Well, last week I mentioned that I did get the Anniversary Optimus Prime, and it was on sale through a dented box sale. So I got the other item this week because I figured the money I saved with the dented box, I went ahead and got Slugslinger off Amazon. So with him being the only new figure in that wave, and I still haven't found Wave 5 anywhere brick and mortar. And with what I'm seeing about Windblade, I don't think I want to buy the trio online and have another kind of blah Windblade.
No, you're fine without Windblade.
So I figured the money I save on Prime will help pay for Slugslinger, which is nice. And Diecast mentioned this last week, but mine was already in transit. But I got Richtofen, which is the Power Glide.
That's such an awesome box.
Yeah. And
who makes that?
DX9.
This is DX9.
Okay.
And it's a very nice Power Glide.
Yeah.
DX9 does really good packaging. I always liked their packaging style.
Yeah.
And to go with my Masterpiece Ghost Starscream, I got DX9's small Ghost Usurper. These were on my radar, but I was saving him for like, well, I got $70 worth of stuff. I need to get $100 for PayPal credit. Oh, I'll get, the Ghost Starscream. So I went ahead and got him. I'm not planning on getting any of the other Seekers. I just wanted him for the clear shelf. And one other thing I got, and I don't see it. I think I'll mention it later. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, everyone knew I had this, obviously. But I did open up Arcee.
Don, we have to. What do you think?
Again, Brian, Diecast, Kim, thank you very much for helping me get her. I like her. Again, like I said in the past, nothing that they do short of an actual Takara masterpiece, the way the masterpieces are supposed to be done, will meet this mental picture of what the toy should be. But if that never comes to pass, or I never get a third-party version, I have had Master Arcee. She's good. I'm happy. Mission accomplished.
And it came with a head, right, Don? So
it came with a head.
If it hadn't Diecast, it would have a head. Yours.
Don, I have to ask, did you get the mail?
Yes, I got the My Little Pony cards. They were cute.
Wait,
no, I sent a Transformers card.
I sent you the My Little Pony card.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Transformers.
And I got them. Mine apologized for Arcee not having a head. But you got it after you got Arcee, right?
Yeah. I just opened her. I just opened her when I felt better because I didn't want to not enjoy the figure and stuff. I really can't see anything else they could have done to. I mean, and I'm glad they didn't use the Chrome Dome mold. I really am glad they didn't use that. I know that's what the art book called for, but that just doesn't work for her. I mean, I got this. Plasticon gave this to me. He modified a Chrome Dome for me as a gift, and I love it.
That looks nice.
RC.
Yeah, I saw that in your picture you put on Twitter. That looks fantastic.
I didn't realize what it was when I saw it.
It does.
Yeah. But
it's
I'll
nice
transform
custom too, because it's no one else is going to have that.
Oh yeah, and I mean this was part of our Secret Santa. So again, thanks to Plasticon for that.
But it's not G2.
But well, even he knows awesome sometimes needs exceptions. So, but
Plasticon likes G2.
Yeah. Let's see, and of course, head on.
It's head on.
Not if you like the source material.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
God, I love that.
Yeah. So I guess maybe it's because since I have this nice custom, I didn't want another Chrome Dome. But I honestly, even if I don't have this one, I really think the blur mold captures her look closer than Chrome Dome would have. I really do.
I agree.
So again, I'm very happy. Again, thank you, Brian, Kim, and Diecast for waiting in line and braving HasCon and not having Krispy Kreme available for a couple of days. So, thank you.
We did drink a lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, though. At least
the coffee is fine.
I love Dunkin' Donuts
I don't care
coffee.
for, but
I had more hotel coffee than Dunkin' Donuts coffee, though. I'll be honest.
the coffee is great.
Anybody else?
Yes.
What'd you get?
Thanks to Dawn for giving me a tip on an eBay seller. I got the Perfect Effect 16 Jinrai Prime.
Nice.
Is my video working? Because I know my internet's cut out a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. It is awesome. There with a few little caveats. You almost have to buy the other Perfect effect sets to get the full
Power Master Prime.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you can put the Titan's Return Power Master Prime head on here, but because of the hinge in the back for the Titan Master helmet, it won't close it during transformation. Like the cab of the truck won't close. So I think I have to get a couple other sets, but I love it. Yeah, I love it. I'm probably going to get an Ultra Magnus one too.
It's not MP scale,
right?
right?
It's really nice. Oh no, it's a deluxe.
It's probably about the size of Cerebros, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought it was more
pretty close.
Voyager-ish. Yeah, it's definitely.
No, it's a deluxe.
It's deluxe, yeah. That's
Big
nice.
deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the big deluxe.
I am
Hardee's.
really happy with it.
Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I got Battle Beasts.
And Bit.
And yes, and Bit. I got Bit too. Because of the episode of What's Happened to the Headmasters that I recorded and posted this week. It was the episode, of course, it's the episode that took place on Planet Beast, but in the dub it's Planet Pisto, which I don't get, but I love. But recording, I'm like, God, I need Battle Beast, and I don't have many. And I remembered that Takara had revived the line temporarily as a playable game. Because the old, you had the rub sign. It's like fire beats wood, wood beats water, yada, yada, yada. This is more of like a dice-based game that the little figure ejects. But I actually ordered 3 sets. They're pretty cheap. I got 2 sets of 3 and 1 set of 6. The 1 set of 6 came from Japan. I'm still waiting on it. But I got these 3. They're really nice. And they sort of satisfied my craving for Battle Beasts. So, one thing I really like. So, obviously, none of us have a complete knowledge set of Transformers. But I think that most of the things that I would find really novel or interesting, that I don't think there's anything really exciting and interesting left for me to discover about Transformers that I don't already know. Like an interesting connection or whatever. But what I really enjoyed, though, was in posting the most recent episode of What's Happened to the Headmasters, a lot of people found out that there was a connection between Battle Beasts and Transformers. Of course, I've known that for 20 years, but it's just really neat when you see people discover something like that and they are just enamored with it. So I just drew a lot of satisfaction from that, because Battle Beasts are awesome. Transformers are awesome. And it's good that there's a connection.
Yeah. Now, Brian, do you reenact the commercial wood, fire beats?
Don? Yes, I do. I totally do.
Wait, well, the other kind of cool commercials is wood, fire beats wood, and then water beats fire. It's yes, the basic elements I know, but they made it this grand, epic fight.
Yeah, and so not Transformers related directly, it's G.I. Joe stuff, but a friend at work was getting rid of some G.I. Joe stuff, and I got some stuff out of him. I got the 1983 G.I. Joe headquarters that I assembled and put up over on my shelf, which is pretty awesome. The 1987 Mobile Command Center, Mobile Command Center, that I have it loose and it's missing most of the parts. There's a
Is that the tackle box?
Yes, the big okay. Gigantic tackle box. There was also a Spy Troops version, Spy Troops version of it that came out in 2003. I got that from him, mint and sealed box.
Oh, nice.
For cheap. So, and the battle wagon. So I had to do a lot of reorganizing to get that stuff to fit. The mobile HQ hasn't been assembled yet, but God help me, I don't know how I'll be able to find space for that. So that'll be fun.
You need a Defiant.
I had one as a kid.
You also need the Starship Defiant.
Yeah, I need the Starship Defiant. Yeah, I definitely need that.
I'd rather have the Starship Defiant, but you know.
Yeah. That's all I got. So let's go ahead and jump to.
Hey, I got a couple things too.
Oh, cool.
First off, thanks to you, I now have the tire hunk that goes with San Diego Comic-Con Optimus Prime, which it is significantly less annoying to look at that little square recess in the box and actually have something in it. So, thank you for that.
You are welcome.
That was just driving me crazy. And also, I got, thanks to Paramount for setting us up with this, I got a copy of Transformers The Last Knight on Blu-ray to review for TFormers, and my review of that is up now.
Oh, crap, I forgot. We have to record that commentary, don't we?
I didn't get mine yet.
The physical media version doesn't still come out for a week or two.
Yeah, it comes out next week.
Tuesday, I think.
Yes, Tuesday.
So we can probably wait until after TFCon for that.
But we've got a commentary for every other one.
If you try to do it at TFCon, I will leave.
No.
We should lock the door and corner him and make.
Okay, Matt. How important is it to you that Don does one of those "What's Wrong with the Headmasters" episodes?
Not enough to make me sit through a Michael Bay movie. And Diecast, you go ahead and try to lock us all in a room together.
I'm just joking.
I tell you what.
Okay, listen. I have a special request. If Diecast does try to lock Matt in a room with a movie playing, somebody get video because I have to see how much of his Marine training he remembers.
Well, that's funny.
Well, we could just compromise and get one of the VHSs of the books on tape. And I could bring my VCR, like when continents collide, or the Planet of Doom or whatever, and we could watch that. And it's a bad dub, but at least it's fun.
I do have to be careful and watch my back because he could always team up with JT Hogg.
And JT
gonna be there
because he's staying with me. So yeah.
I mean, I don't think JT Hogg needs the help.
Well, wait a minute. JT will owe me some money for the room. You were trolling me all weekend at HasCon.
I mean, I think there's certainly a circumstance where JT could earn himself some free room and board for the weekend.
Yes.
Oh man, that would be great.
Yes, that would be best. I will have to speak with him. JT, have your people call my people. We'll do lunch.
The best.
Okay, so what I expect to see after TFCon is a montage sequence of Diecast running around TFCon trying to duck JT Hogg the entire time.
Which, again, I just want to point out the best Joanta moment involved Diecast and JT Hogg. Bar none.
It's on the YouTube channel.
You mean it
might want to make sure your shoes are tied this time, Diecast.
They were tied.
Even second after Diecast. I feel so dirty.
So, I feel like... I forgot who it was. I think it was Chris. I think we had a disagreement. I think it was you and I had a disagreement on if there were more people based on photos that were at the Dononomics panel or the first panel at HasCon. I think it's very close. But I mean, I think you can make an argument either way. I think people were more dispersed at the HasCon panel, where everybody was like together for the Dononomics panel, but there
might have been a more visible concentration at the Dononomics panel, but like just taking the spaces into account, I don't think there could have been that few people at the Hasbro panel.
I don't feel like there are more than 30. Doesn't feel like it.
I can't believe there's that few.
Well, yeah, hopefully not, but yeah, it is what it is. So, let's see, what else we got going on? Anybody else get anything? Okay, This Week in History, 1992. The Headmasters episode Crisis on Cybertron Part 2 airs in Malaysia.
No, Crisis on Cybertron.
Cybertron airs in Malaysia.
You pronounced that second R.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, the only reason I mentioned this is we're actually going to. This isn't going to be on the next episode of What's Happened to the Headmasters, but it should be on the episode after. So maybe I can start keeping up with the actual release of the Malaysian series. Actually, I'll probably end up passing it, which will be pretty awesome. I just need to get a plug-in for the podcast. Check out What's Happened to the Headmasters at tfradio.net. It's awesome. And let's see here. In 2008, Toonami ends its run on Cartoon Network.
Oh,
Okay, that is literally a major point of history, and it's a very sad point.
Yeah, but the reason it's Transformers related though is because at the very least, Beast Wars aired some episodes on Cartoon Network during Toonami. And was there anything else that you guys are aware of?
I think some of Armada and Energon ended up on Toonami.
And I think it was the last 5 episodes of Beast Wars.
Yes.
It was on because Nemesis ended on Nemesis Part 2 was on a Friday. And I remember the Saturday Alt Toys Transformers was absolutely blew up because of that.
Well, the last episodes of actually, I guess the first episode of I know Agenda was on there. I thought Optimal Situation was on there, but maybe I'm misremembering.
And
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah, it's not Transformers related, but I remember they did their robot premiere week because they were trying out new shows. That's when we first saw Megas XLR, which had some Transformer references in it.
And Peter Cullen did a lot of the voiceover work for the Toonami ads.
Yeah.
And that was when he had nothing to do with the Transformers. And he wasn't doing...
That gave us the Justice League cartoons, too, from the DC Animated Universe.
Yeah, Peter Cullen, though, wasn't...
That wasn't the Toonami thing.
Peter Cullen wasn't doing cartoons because he didn't want to be associated with any, violent children's-based programming at the time, as I recall, which just seems ironic.
Well, that's certainly the reasoning that was going around.
Yeah. So, that changed.
Actually, Brian, I was wrong. It was Coda Hero to Agenda, not...
Yeah, it was the end of season 2. That
I was a season off.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. That's it. So, big item. Sort of the big item. So, how about those HasCon exclusives up at HasbroToyShop.com?
I understand you can still get the movie Voyager Optimus Prime with commemorative tire shred.
If you get the commemorative tire shred.
Well, technically, that's an SDCC.
I think that's the point.
Exclusive. But no, you can get the Optimus Prime battery. The Optimus Prime
the battery pack still...
The power pack is still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Deadpool, I think, went the quickest.
How long did this stuff last? I didn't even see that it was up.
Minutes.
Yeah. I wanted to grab another Arcee, but that didn't happen.
I saw somebody on Twitter theorizing that they had about 6 Deadpools.
Yeah, the Deadpool was no. No wonder why at HasCon they accidentally marked my badge for 2 and I only bought 1 the first time. And then I had to go get my receipt to show them that I only got 1. And then they sold me another one. They were being really strict about it.
There weren't that many. I mean, obviously not, but we could actually see the Arcee stacked up at HasCon. There weren't that many.
Brian, can you not use the word Arcee and stacked? That kind of puts the wrong connotation out there.
Oh God, Don.
They weren't endowed with that very many Arcees apparently.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, it was good that nothing sold out actually at the convention, so everyone who went to the convention was able to get what they wanted, as long as it wasn't an SDCC exclusive.
Yeah,
because they did sell out faster.
I wanted the Missile Command Center for $50, and that didn't happen.
You should have told me. I totally could have got that for you.
I mentioned it to Kim, and I just wanted to mention. I mentioned Primitive Prime to you, and again, thank you for picking that up for me. Yeah, I should have mentioned it, but I don't need it. I've got the figures, and I don't have room for the set or the display piece, so I don't know why I wanted it.
In my opinion, the Primitive Prime was the better pickup anyway.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's still so odd that they do a retool and all that extra stuff, add a premium level packaging. It's only $5 more than retail, give or take, and the other one is $20 more than retail, and it's not even really anything special. So it's like
Better paint job.
it's like but it's like, is that worth the extra money for the other Prime? No.
No.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think the movie Prime is its price is based on the completely different packaging, the piece of attire that you'll theoretically get, and the rather more extensive paint job that actually makes it look like a completed toy.
So I'll say this. So let me. I want to make this point. Rob's tire came from a guy I know at work. And so the guy I know,
just off his truck.
yeah. Well, so he is not a Transformers collector. He's a Star Wars collector, but he thought it was cool. But you know what he didn't think was cool? That chunk of tire. Because he was like,
stupid.
hey, hey, do you want this? And I'm like, my friend Rob needs it. Okay. So he did not care about that. So it's still sitting there. I mean, hopefully next time they'll, I think movie toys are not really the stuff of convention exclusives.
Well, and more to the point, too, like, I think they're barking up the wrong tree thinking that the Transformers collector crowd who would go for that is also a movie memorabilia type that would want, a piece of attire from a vehicle used in the filming of a movie.
A subset are.
Yeah.
Like, I'm certain Ender got it.
A small
Yeah.
subset.
Yeah,
But it's not enough to actually, build an exclusive around that.
I think there's the idea that there are all these Optimus Prime collectors out there, because the people who collect Optimus Prime and only Optimus Prime are so vocal about it. So,
Yeah.
But it's just.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
The retail on this figure is $30 with the inferior paint job. That's already too much. If this had been a $30 exclusive, or even a $35 with the tire hunk, I can see that as justifiable, especially next to Primitive Prime, which is a freaking steal at $50.
Yeah.
But it's just too much for a Voyager.
And we're already paying $5 or so more for deluxes, another increase for Voyagers, another increase for leaders. We're not getting the better paint. We're getting wasted packaging, especially in cases of the deluxes, just to make it look in line with their other $20 toys. Like, these toys are priced at $20. This is a similar packaging, so it's worth $20. Not if there's nothing else added to the figure, like the paint. Voyager Prime for Walmart retail of $25, because you can still get them for $25 if you can find one that's in the piles of Grimlock. It's a good $25 toy, but if you're gonna pay $29 and there's no more paint on it, and all you have is wasted box and wasted packaging to make it look this traitorous, we're getting nothing for the extra money except BS. And that's what makes the exclusive look so bad, because we're already getting BS with this. This is just $20 more BS.
I
Preach
think
it
that
on.
Arcee was a great exclusive because it's something that we've been wanting for a long time. It came with the head, the Ultra Magnus Titan Master. It had very nice packaging. I mean, you did have to destroy the packaging if
I
you
think
want
the
to get
packaging was
parts out.
overdone.
A little bit, yeah, but it was nice. I mean, it was nice packaging.
I think a dressier box that the Optimus and Orion packs came in would have been fine, and then you could add Ultra Magnus off to the side as well, or something. But a basic window box, maybe like you remember the classic 2-packs that had like Thundercracker and Skywarp and Ultra Magnus at Target, and you opened it up and you kind of had the two figures and you had the two flaps on the side. Something like that without having the figures actually inside that hinge thing.
Okay, so reach back a little bit farther. Remember Transformers Universe, the first version of it, and the Battle in a Box sets?
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
which was the cardboard tray, and it was just a plastic dome over the top of it, so you could see all around those. Those were a really great presentation.
Yeah,
I would have liked to seen something like that.
But
They did that with
toys.
the first movie line too.
And
But
also,
not all terrible toys.
The point I was going to make is that with that packaging and the extra Titan Master, I find it really hard to believe that this is going to show up somewhere else. Maybe Arcee will show up without the Titan Master, the Ultra Magnus, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets forgotten about and this is the only way we get Arcee.
Who knows? Actually, to that point, I want to go ahead and jump to the next news item.
yeah.
And Chris, actually, you posted this news item, so tell us more about it. It's Transformers The Last Knight Deluxe Cogman release date delayed indefinitely.
Okay, so like distribution on the deluxes has been kind of garbage. I think a lot of that comes down to the point Don was making a couple of minutes ago. Pricing them at $20 each with no appreciable increase in quality and making them look tiny in their stupid collector packaging. So it doesn't look like we're going to have easy access to the US version, and we were looking at the Takara Tomy release in October as like a safety net. So about that, no, that's been delayed indefinitely. They put a notice up on the Takara Tomy Transformers website today, just explaining that no, it's not coming out in October, and we have no further information for you at this time.
Boo.
Oh, so wait, that's the Takara Tomy version.
Yep.
That's the. So that doesn't mean that the U.S. version is going to have.
That's just implied.
So about that U.S. version, we found out today via Entertainment Earth. They put the case assortment. So that's going to come in a case with Bumblebee, a Berserker, and I think 2 other things from Wave 3. Cogman's going to be the only thing in there with reruns from the previous wave and Wave 1. So it's 2 to a case, I think, but it's still, 3/4 of a case of old toys. Once those 2 Cogmans go, if a store ever stocks what they're calling Wave 4, you're not going to see a Cogman ever, most likely.
No, that's kind of like Titan's Return, that's the Slugslinger wave. He's the only new figure in that entire wave.
And from that Power of the Primes, the leak slides that had that set those case assortments, the 4th wave of that is basically the same thing as Wave 4 of the Last Knight and the Slugslinger wave. There's going to be 1 new figure in that and reruns from the previous 2 waves. So this is a pattern that's emerging with how Hasbro is packing out their Transformers cases.
This reminds me so much of like, what was it, Beast Machine's Jetfire? Going all the way back, it was the Jetfire.
This guy's Stormjet.
It was the repaint of Stormjet in Jetfire colors.
Yeah.
Repaint of Jetstorm in Jetfire colors, yeah.
Like that was so hard to get a hold of.
It was up to a point. Then eventually, like Eckerd started getting them for $15, which at the time seemed outrageous because you could get deluxe for like $9 in a normal store. But today, we would think $15 for a deluxe is actually a little bit of a deal.
But even at the time, though, that toy was selling for so much on eBay that $15 was
most of them were coming from Australia.
Was it Australia? Crap.
Australia was getting a lot of them.
Like Energon.
Our old friend Marcus.
Yeah.
Our old friend Marcus was trying to help out as many of our friends as possible.
He got me Ultra Magnus.
Get those
from Energon. Mm-hmm. And I didn't pay him back for like 12 or 13 years.
Well, what counts is that you eventually got around to it.
I tried to. He's like, oh, well, just get me something when I need it. I'm like, dude, I've had this. This was years ago. I really want to pay you back. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. Also unfortunate, this is my favorite news item from the whole week. It really is. Transformers Universe Bumblebee crew destroys local art in downtown Vallejo. So apparently there was a mural, a well-known mural in town, that they destroyed in the filming of Bumblebee.
So it seems like when they were preparing this location, there was a miscommunication, and I guess the owner of the building the owner of the building signed off on it, not realizing what they were actually asking to do. And so, they painted over a well-known mural that a local community artist had put up there in 2012, which was memorializing some people who lost their lives tragically over the previous few years, and there had been a lot of community input as to what the contents of the mural was, and yeah, the film crew kind of painted over it.
So that level of detail completely makes it not funny. Like in my
These
mind,
movies just need to stop.
in my mind, they blow it up, and it's like imitating art.
Yeah, Rob had an interesting observation on Twitter related to this yesterday or the day before.
Yeah. Okay, so there's, they painted over this mural. Someone I heard mentioned that at HasCon, Lorenzo de Bonaventura was bragging that they were able to smash something into an ancient building in England. They have no idea how they got away with that, but it was explicitly allowed. And of course, in the lead up for Transformers: The Last Knight, they were sneaking paintings with Transformers in them into actual art museums, which I find deeply offensive. So basically, the Transformers films are actively attempting to destroy art and culture in the world.
That hurts. What Matt said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not good cinema already. So it's not like it's like, well, we destroyed your mural, but you've got this movie for the ages to replace it. No, you don't.
Paramount has promised to pay for the restoration of that. I assume once they're done with that location. So
Yeah.
They're
they are taking responsibility for what happened.
That's
This is good.
Hopefully, they're doing more than just calculating the slingshot effect to zoom around the sun and fix it.
It was an accident. It was a miscommunication. Some wires got crossed. I mean, these things happen.
Yeah, it really just goes to show that like the filming crews for these Transformers movies need to start kind of being more careful. Like the worst thing that ever happened on one of these shoots, and I think it was Dark of the Moon, was one of the stunt drivers got killed during the execution of a stunt sequence. And that's terrible. It does happen sometimes. It's not necessarily a sign of negligence on the part of the film crew. Sometimes these things just do go wrong. But smash into a building in England, paint over a community art piece like this. Like there's just this little bit of they're not quite firing on all gears here, making sure their processes are locked down.
Well, I don't think it's a problem with just the Transformers movie. I mean, we're seeing it at that
Probably
because
not. It's just what we're paying attention
watching.
to.
Yeah, we're paying attention to Transformers movies.
Quit using your
because-
logic, Diecast.
Well,
It's
recently,
annoying, you damn Vulcan.
recently I heard there was another stunt person that
In the
crashed
Deadpool movie,
on
wasn't
Deadpool,
it?
Yes.
Deadpool
Yeah.
2, I believe.
The
Yeah.
Yeah,
Deadpool
it was
movie.
it was
So-
a young lady.
Yeah, which is very tragic and sad, and but there was something else that happened on a movie. Oh, I think Tom Cruise broke his ankle or something, or his leg on the filming of his last movie. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's something
these
that happens in
things-
this business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these things do happen, but there needs to be more care taken, especially when you're dealing with basically irreplaceable things like a mural like this. The mural could potentially, if they have enough pictures of it, be recreated there. The building in England, you could put new bricks in to repair what they smashed, but it's never going to be the same as what it was before. It's an old, irreplaceable thing. You need to be more careful with that. The community in Vallejo was even commenting on social media after they found out it happened, why did they have to paint over? Couldn't they have hung something in front of it to disguise it? They didn't even need to go necessarily as far as painting.
You can digitally paint over that on film.
Yeah.
Although
would
it's a
think
lot
so.
cheaper to... It's a lot cheaper to do it as a practical solution before you start filming than to have to go frame by frame and paint it out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as budget as this Bumblebee movie is compared to what we're used to, that's something that would definitely count.
But now they have a public restoration project on their hands, which is
probably still gonna
more
be cheaper.
expensive.
But-
I think it's probably still going to be cheaper than painting out the mural in post.
Yep. So Diecast wins with the critical thinking. So just moving along. Transformers.
Wow, are we in the Bizarro universe?
Yeah, no. Transformers and Diaclone concept art shows off Optimus Prime's robot base mode, Carry Case City, unused Metroplex, and more. So I have not really studied this this stuff, but I know, Rob, you posted this article. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, a little bit. This Twitter user seems to have been an artist who worked with Takara in the 80s. I don't think all of this is their art. Some of it may be, but some of it is just... They seem to have picked up a lot of design work and sketches and things over the years. Also, the original design sketch for Hunger's Beast Mode is also back on their Twitter feed somewhere. But yeah, this shows off an early version of Metroplex that was it's marked, I think, Diaclone Station, so that early. And it was originally supposed to look much more like a city, make a much less, I want to say, dynamic looking robot, just so it would make a better city. And interestingly, the Diaclone Battle Convoy, the Optimus Prime cab, was actually supposed to have its own base mode at one point.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, because it looks like it has a little ramp. You could put some of the very smallest figures on it. The Diaclone drivers could walk up the ramp, whatever. It does make a certain amount of sense, and that explains why the smokestacks rotate when there is no practical reason for that on the original toy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love when stuff like this shows up. I think it's really fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me too.
But at the same time, it's kind of like one of those things when somebody says, hey, don't you want to see what we were thinking of with this? And I'm like, well, if it didn't get made, and there's, sometimes it's not worth knowing what's rattling around in somebody's head because there's no practical way something was going to happen. But I think something like this, it really shows how we got to what we have, and I think that's really neat. It clues us in on some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got? Okay, so I have no idea. I don't even remember seeing this item before, but I wanted to mention it because it
was months ago.
Yeah, there's been so little third-party news lately. It's been dead. So this is something I'm honestly scraping to find third-party news to talk about. Fans Hobby MB03A Red Dragon limited exclusive announced. So it looks like it's based on the Dragon Megatron?
The BotCon Megatron.
Oh god, I forgot about this. Yes. So is this it's an exclusive to what?
TFCon, I believe.
SGC in Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
300 pieces.
So I would like to see something like this at TFCon. We only have one exclusive, which we'll talk about.
Yeah. Well, one known exclusive so far.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do pop up as surprises.
But considering this is an exclusive homage to a product release in the U.S., you'd feel like they would actually release it here.
Although you kind of have to wonder, too, since it's specifically based on the BotCon version and not the original Transmetal 2 toy, I wonder if this is not a response from this company, knowing they're going to release it in Asia. That BotCon Megatron sold through so fast, it's probably not something that's easy for anybody to get at a comparable price.
That makes sense.
So this is something they can kind of do to fill that gap a little, like Don's always talking about with the rare old G1 stuff.
And I'll be honest, I want this, but since I was lucky enough to be one of those that got the BotCon Megatron, if I don't get this, I'd rather someone who can't get one, of course. But I hope we do see this. Maybe maybe they'll either take the flames and change the flames, or change the staff, sort of dress it down a little bit if it gets a release later on.
Yeah, so again...
they could always do a blue Cryotech version.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
Going back to what I said before when we talked about some of this stuff, third-party items do not equate to a stand-in for me. Or not even third-party, Masterpiece. Maybe Masterpiece to a small extent, but if I really wanted a G1 Mirage, I got multiple, but say I didn't have a Mirage, I really want a Mirage. Getting like Sphinx doesn't scratch that itch. It's something completely different. This would not at all scratch an itch for me if I really wanted that BotCon Megatron. If I wanted this and I like the look of it, it would be because I want this. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that to a certain degree, especially with this, since it's a decidedly different aesthetic than the BotCon Megatron. Yeah. So I don't feel like it would work as a one-to-one stand-in, but for the concept, it could. But like, you know, Sphinx for a G1 Mirage, like, I have a harder time getting in line with you on that, because like I feel like that kind of does everything it can to kind of fill that role. I'm not saying you know, collect the way you want to collect. I'm not going to tell you that you're doing it wrong. I'm not even going to think you're doing it wrong, because that's a super subjective thing.
Yeah.
That's just it's a position I can't personally like internalize or understand.
Yeah, this is just so weird to me though. I totally understand where you're coming from though, and I think you're probably right when it comes to this being released in Asia. It's just that's so weird to me. So, and especially being limited to 300 pieces. But 300 pieces is not that. I don't think that's that far off from what a wide release would be. A wide release is probably closer to 2,000.
Third. I would think it's probably a third to a quarter of what the wide release would be, but it's plenty for like a convention when you're only planning to sell to attendees.
Yeah.
And this does not rule out that if the opportunity arises, maybe an exclusive similar to this, like Don was saying, could be offered at another venue. It just depends if that opportunity presents itself. I don't think it's necessarily like we're only going to offer this here. This is just we're offering this here right now, and this is the quantity we're producing.
Yeah.
In this design style.
Well, even that is debatable. Like, you know, they could do the same thing for like TFCon 2018 in Toronto, for instance, you know, or something in the UK.
So next item, Bloomberg and other sources have reported though that Toys R Us moves forward with bankruptcy. As we talked before, that doesn't mean that they're going out of business. It means they're looking to either restructure or figure out some sort of debt plan. Who knows what that is. In the article that you guys cite at TFormers, there's some references. I think there's a couple references to Hasbro in that, if I'm not mistaken. I know Ant from TFU Info sent me the same article that you guys have, basically saying that Hasbro values Toys R Us, and you know they need them in the market to help distribute toys.
Yeah, some of the other suppliers are wanting to cut back shipments to Toys R Us because of the bankruptcy proceedings, but Hasbro so far is maintaining normal business relations with Toys R Us through this process.
I saw another article and it didn't quite click. Maybe it's just because it's so obvious, pointing out to why Amazon has so heavily eaten into Toys R Us's market. And the reason it didn't click is because it's such an obvious statement, it didn't seem worth saying. If that makes sense. So I didn't see like somebody shared with me this article and it pointed out basically that part of Toys R Us's problem is that they have to compete against Amazon, which I'm like, well, obviously. So there's a lot of reason when somebody says, well, part of the problem is that you're competing with Amazon. Well, duh, you know.
An important thing to remember.
The global economy.
Yeah.
An important thing to keep in mind with Toys R Us doing the bankruptcy. This is not because their business has slipped appreciably. This is because they have been burdened with a staggering amount of debt for several years since they were bought out by a private company, basically just to absorb debt for that company.
Yeah, and
so it's basically just come to a head at this point where they have to take this action to restructure what they're immediately on the hook for with the start of the next fiscal year. So that's pretty much why this is happening. It's not a sign that Toys R Us as a business is failing any more than it was, last year.
I do want to point out, though, and I hate to sound terrible, but I don't think if Toys R Us went out of business that would have any impact on me whatsoever. I mean,
we'd probably lose a few exclusives a year. I mean,
yeah.
Or Amazon could pick them up.
I mean, that's a tricky thing because, at some point you have to think, well, Toys R Us is getting these exclusives because nobody else is, volunteering to take on exclusives.
Yeah, the question becomes, would the absence of Toys R Us actually increase Amazon's demand for exclusives? And I would say that fewer competitors actually would reduce Amazon's need for exclusives.
So I think Amazon has... Go ahead, Don.
Well, because Amazon is going to wind up gaining all the extra stuff anyway, so they really wouldn't need the exclusives. Because
when you say stuff, what do you mean?
Well, like, let's say Toys R Us did close, okay? And so their products would expand, picking up the slack that Toys R Us did, and they'll expand into areas that they wouldn't normally do, or carry a deeper. They've already got a wide
Amazon's got everything.
Product. Right, but I'm saying they'll wind up.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing they can really accrue from Toys R Us closing is just more market share.
That's it. I mean, so the reason Toys R Us has exclusives is to bring people into the door at Toys R Us. It's not because Hasbro has to market those toys.
But I think you're otherwise correct, Don. Toys R Us closing would increase Amazon's market share and thus decrease their need to take on special exclusives to get people to come and shop with them.
Because they're going to already be there anyway.
You know, we say Amazon would do it, but realistically, if people are already walking into the store, it would probably be more Walmart and Target.
But you know, Toys R Us is also one of those places where I don't know. It's just. I remember back in the old days when you would go in and you would see a 40-foot run of Transformers, or you'd have
Ninja Turtles,
or I remember Mask just being an entire 8-foot section of Mask toys.
That sounds
you know
awesome.
The best thing was in the old days, though, when you would go and see a 40-foot run of where Power Rangers was supposed to be.
and there would be one like ugly eyeball left on the shelf, but you know. I think if Toys R Us closed, the world would still continue, of course. But it's nice being able to go into a toy store and look around and see stuff, not just from what you collect, but other lines maybe you don't know existed, or you knew about them, but you never saw this figure or that figure. So it would hurt from a standpoint of not being able to see stuff you didn't know about because you were there anyway. And you would sort of just, you know, again, you would see stuff you hadn't thought about, or like, oh, hey, I didn't know this line here. You know, I like this figure this is a new line I've never seen. But if you're on Amazon, if you don't know it exists, you can't look for it because, again, you don't know it's out there. But in Toys R Us, it's visually right in front of you. You would see other stuff that you didn't know was out there, and you could expand your collecting into different lines, seeing something new. And if that closes, you're going to lose the opportunity to find out about new stuff till either after it comes out, if it's a popular item or if it's a very niche item, it'd be hard to find or expensive to go back and pick up. So it's kind of a minor thing, but I think you would lose a lot of fun because you would miss out on a bunch of stuff you would find out until well after the fact.
You don't have to worry about it for a while, though, because we're going into Toys R Us's busy season. They're not closing stores right now, which makes sense because they're going into the busy season. So we're not going to see any changes till at least January or February. So we have a couple months.
And probably later. Probably next summer, I would say, is when we would start having like real material changes to Toys R Us's operations.
Right.
Yeah. The one thing I would suggest to Toys R Us is that don't open your mall stores and jack up the prices even more than you already have for the holidays. Because if you've got enough product, just man your mall stores and get your sales off of that. Because no one wants to go to your Toys R Us temporary mall stores and pay $25 for an $18 figure.
Yeah, but the people who are shopping at the malls anyway, who would have to make a 10 or 15-minute drive to an actual Toys R Us location somewhere, might be tempted to just pop into the Toys R Us mall location and grab something from there, even if it is marked up, if they're even aware that the price is increased. Like, you have to look at it from the direction that Toys R Us is actually operating from, putting those mall locations in. It's not, people who would be shopping at a Toys R Us as a matter of course. It's people who are shopping somewhere else, and there's a convenient Toys R Us location to also do some shopping at.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead because I'm going to make the last point.
Okay. For having Yeah. For me working at K&K and KB, I definitely get. I work for them. I definitely get where you're coming from. But if they need to just move product, not having the price as high in the mall stores, at least they can move more units. People saying, "Oh, hey, I can go get this somewhere else," but that somewhere else may not be Toys R Us. It may be Walmart or Target. So they can still make more money, but not drive the customers elsewhere because they'll see that price and think, or not know it is, think it's the same price at regular Toys R Us's. So there's that as well.
It's basically the Toys R Us version of a 7-Eleven. You go to get gas, you want a Slurpee, and there's also a bag of chips there if you need to take a bag of chips home with you. But anyway, Toys R Us is not going anywhere fast because 15 years or so ago, Kmart started going through bankruptcy proceedings. And while there are far fewer today than there were then, you can still find Kmarts out in the wild.
So
Toys R Us has some years into it still.
So the company I work for is a direct competitor with Sears. And Sears and Kmart are the same company. I know that as far back as 10 years ago, within the industry, we kept hearing that Sears would be gone within 5 years. It was like, oh,
well, it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I heard Sears would be gone before Christmas recently.
But within the industry, people who know felt that Sears would be gone. And it's not, so who knows. Hey, the next item I have up, I literally only have in here because we have never, as far as I know, even talked about these in the news on the show, and this stuff is sitting on the shelf right now. Not this specifically, but this line. The Transformers The Last Knight Allspark Tech toys. Like, are you?
Yeah, they're in Toys R Us if you can find it at Toys R Us.
Yeah, like my Walmart has some of this stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they showed how this stuff was designed at HasCon, which was all well and cool, but I have yet to buy any of it, and I don't have any desire to buy any of it. But this is the basically it has an Allspark cube that you power in the toy. That it had the gimmick seems very vague to me. I don't see the value in it.
Well, you can take that cube from toy to toy, and it'll recognize what toy it's in, and have different sounds or phrases and lights and all that stuff. So there is some. It's just that cube is so big. I think they had to design the figures around that cube, and that kind of limited what they could do with the figures.
This is one of those things that I don't know who this is being marketed to.
I agree.
I don't know the point of it.
Yeah,
I don't understand the purpose they're going for.
It's like crap like this. I just can't see a need for. Again, I know I'm not the target audience, but like you said, who is the target audience for this? And
Kids.
If they hadn't made this, how much more new molds could we have gotten in the deluxe line
None.
for the initial?
It's not a 1-to-1 thing.
Those are not related.
Yeah.
I just see wasted money that could have gone somewhere else. Is the way that I'm looking at it.
Somebody has
Okay, so I mean,
and they said, well, if we produce this and we sell X number of units, we turn a profit. That's it.
I mean, you could look at it from the perspective of, okay, if they didn't spend this money on this, maybe they could have kept the deluxes under $20. But no, even that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the whole similar trade dress thing was the big push on that.
Well, that's what we guessed at any rate.
When they did that conference call, I think they specifically had said something that they wanted to. They had gotten with like the Star Wars Black series and the Marvel Legends package design people and wanted to get something similar for that, something to that effect. I mean, I don't know if they said it 100% explicitly, like, yeah, we're going for that same style, but it was definitely inspired by that.
Yeah. But this, I just wanted to mention it so that we can say that we have mentioned it. I know we get accused a lot of times about not talking about certain things, and I will own up to that because between Chris and I, we usually pick what goes in the news, and if I'm not interested in it, it doesn't make it. So,
and I'm interested in far fewer things than you are.
This is true. So, next item, TFCon USA exclusive Planet X Somnus. So, Somnus has something to do with sleeping. So I don't know how that name applies unless he's supposed to be. It's an analogy for death because it's Ghost.
Well, yeah, because there was the MP1 sleep mode, which was the dead Optimus Prime masterpiece.
But he wasn't clear. It wasn't like
sleep mode War for Cybertron Starscream.
Yeah, I don't get it. But this is the exclusive, so this will be sold by Big Bad Toy Store.
Chosen Prime.
Chosen Prime. I thought it was Big Bad. Okay. But basically, they will have this at TFCon in their booth for sale.
Yeah. I don't know. Doesn't do anything for me. I got enough
I like
Starscreams.
the War for Cybertron Starscream design. I never really liked how Planet X turned it into a toy. I'm in general far happier with the official deluxe. Although not first choice in these colors, maybe.
Which version is that?
Test shot.
Oh, no wonder I don't. Okay. I forgot you had
How
that.
about special?
That's pretty.
It is.
And being the clear plastic lover of the group, even I don't want this. I mean, mainly because it's the design, not it being a Planet X product. It's that whole war within, War for Cybertron. I don't really care for most of any of that. So it's just, I wish it was another Starscream from something else. I'm not sure what, but anyone who wants mine, y'all can have it.
So, speaking of things I have no interest in, but I'm mentioning it anyway, more statue stuff. Imaginarium Art they are showing off their Soundwave, which looks really nice if you want an expensive Soundwave statue.
I'm far more into the next thing if I was going to buy a statue, which we've established on many occasions that I'm not.
So
if I was going to buy one, it's not the Unicron lamp.
Yeah, he comes with basically interchangeable parts. Like arms and stuff. One version comes with a rat bat. One version comes, I guess, with a laser beak. One comes with a frenzy. So it's slotted where you can like stick parts onto it. Yeah,
it's
expensive too.
I mean, it's. I mean, I'm glad they're doing some more statues because I know there's a lot of statue collectors out. I'm not.
Then why do you?
But I mean. Well, because the fandom is made up of a lot of people who like different things, and
I see that on Twitter all the time. People have just been asking where their Transformers statues.
People used to. There was a demand. There was a demand for statues at some point.
And the fact that a lot of these are just in the few hundreds for their production runs, I think, speaks well enough to where it stands right now. What the marketplace for this really is.
Go ahead, Don.
People used to want.
Go ahead, Don.
Okay. Well, I was just saying that we're looking back at like Hard Hero and the cheap prices at the end of its life, and thinking, oh well,
cheap quality.
Well, I've got one or two and never really had a problem with them, but we're looking at a completely different materials, completely different production probably, and again, like you said, Chris, lower production runs. So we really can't judge all the era of the Hard Hero stuff against this and say there's really not a thing.
I just think it's overpriced anyway. Matt, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think there used to be a market for statues because people wanted more animation accurate depictions of Transformers.
Yeah.
But with the advances we've had in the years to engineering and stuff like that, the deluxe toys we get look a lot more like what people wanted all along.
Right,
they're easier to come by.
Yeah, I would really like to see. I'd really like to see the place on the internet where like the statue buying collectors are. Like, I assume that I assume they tend to group more together than they do interact with other segments of the fandom, because it's kind of natural that people who collect the same kind of thing will be the ones talking to each other. I want to see, like, that part of the internet and see how many of these people are like, yeah, I'm going to buy every one of these statues that comes out, or is it more like, I'm going to buy this one, then, maybe 2 years later, oh, there's another one I'm interested in, I'm going to get that one. It seems like one of those things where, yeah, you would get one, then maybe another one a long time later. It's not an all-in thing.
It may just be like a selection bias thing because I'm not in those groups, but I would honestly tend to think they're like neutrinos and they don't interact. Whenever I see people showing off their statues, it's not in a group. It's like they're just showing off their collection, and they happen to have like 4 or 5 statues in their collection.
It's kind of like, I know a few people that collect Hot Toys, and that's a lot of money per figure. Some people have a ton of figures, and some only have a couple. So, again, it's like, but that's all they collect, so that's why they can get more of it. But these things here, you really would be hard-pressed to collect all of them, because that would be...
Yeah, there's no market for it.
So did we talk about the next statue?
We're going to right now.
I forget. Okay, I got something to say about that one.
So this is the Megatron from Beast Wars by Prime 1 Studios. Go ahead.
Since it's rumored that we may be getting a Masterpiece Megatron, and we know Hasbro likes to share their concept drawings and their art drawings, is it possible that this statue could look a lot like the Masterpiece Megatron that we're going to get?
No.
I wouldn't think so.
No, not at all. I mean, think about the lengths they went to make Masterpiece Optimus Primal look like the mainframe CG model. And then look at all the dinosaur parts on this statue. It's completely different. The Masterpiece would be going as close as it could to the way it looked in the cartoon, because that's what Masterpiece is about now.
And I would think if there was a Megatron on the way, that we wouldn't already have a statue through design, production, and delivery like we're about to have. I would think that they would much more closely align when it comes to the actual timing of release.
The original Megatron is not my favorite incarnation. Mine is Transmetal 2 Megatron.
Transmetals. Incorrect.
Transmetal?
Well, sorry.
Transmetal 2, really?
I'm sorry. Transmetal. I'm sorry. Not Transmetal 2. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the other figure. But this actually makes me like Barney Megatron a lot Barney more. Megatron. But now, granted, if this was, Transmetal 1 Megatron, I still wouldn't get it because of the price, but it'd be on my watch list along with the Unicron lamp.
I mean, yeah. Think about a Transmetal Megatron statue where like all the metallic surfaces could be chromed to different extents, and you wouldn't have to worry about it like chipping and wearing and crumbling at the waist like the actual toy.
And then maybe the fans, there could be a battery that would actually turn the fans on inside the.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Or just the cheek lights glow.
Awesome.
Or the tail. Or the tail could do the segment light up bit, and then stop at the end.
Or it could the tail end could like scissor. You can open up and close. Hey, okay.
Oh yeah,
I would love that.
No, but I mean, like Megatron did his best work in the Transmetal body, but like this is a cool design. It's always been a cool design to me.
Yeah.
And they've made it look so good in this statue.
The only thing I wish is they didn't have the Dinobot head down there.
I agree.
But that's
my one conceptual problem with this.
That's a distraction from the rest of the actual figure itself.
I mean, it takes it out.
I shouldn't have to get a little paper bag to put over the dismembered Dinobot head on the base in order to enjoy the statue.
Yeah, I hate that it takes it out of the fiction.
Just break it off. I mean,
oh god, yeah. It'll probably do it itself eventually. But yeah, there's that. Next item we have, last item in the news, Power of the Primes, Leader Class Optimus Prime. Somebody on Weibo compared it to MP10 with photos. And it looks really good.
It does. They are pretty similar in size, it looks like.
Yeah.
The ankles appear to be a little bit more extended than normal on the Power of the Primes Optimus to get it up closer to height, but yeah, they're not too far off.
Having seen this in person, it's beautiful.
I actually looked at the official renders they passed out to us after HasCon, and that seems to be pretty much the official configuration for the ankles. Because I was thinking the same thing, but it matches up with the render pretty well. So,
the one thing about this picture is when you again, this could be an early test sample. This could be a they're supposed to be out. Street date is what? November.
December 1st.
For the leaders, I believe it's January 1st.
January. Yeah. But looking at this Optimus Prime, it shows you how really crappy the stickers are. I mean, look at the stickers. Look at the stickers on that shoulder. That Prime looks
applied.
so. Yeah, that Prime looks so good.
But they're poor quality too.
Yeah.
Don't sell them short, Brian. They're poor quality and poorly applied.
We don't have
Yeah,
those yet to know their poor quality yet.
We just have every other
toys
sticker
we do
Hasbro's
have
done the
with-
last 2 years.
We can't assume. We can extrapolate.
It just really.
We have a pattern of bad behavior to draw from.
I don't
yes.
even put stickers
Yes.
on this crap anymore. They just live stickerless.
Now, see,
They only
honestly,
come with stickers on them.
Yes.
You don't have a
honestly,
choice.
if we're going to get the stickers, I would rather have stickers that I apply myself.
Yes, and then I will just not.
Yeah, none of my
Yeah,
Titans
it would be
class
nice
toys
to have the
stickers.
option.
Plus,
now-
I mean, if it came with user-applied stickers, then we could just skip that process and not to peel off the existing ones when we put the repro labels on inevitably anyway.
Exactly.
But now, one thing, Brian, I have not seen a picture of the back of Power of the Primes Optimus. How far
There's
back
probably
does
good reason
Orion?
for that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
How
Because it's all gray because it's a trailer.
okay. So Orion's not like sticking like a hunchback out of Young
No,
Frankenstein.
probably that too.
Yeah, I think his legs become a backpack.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, so
A
it's
so
big
not like
pretty
blue
from the front.
backpack.
I don't care. I want it anyway because I want the little
I don't.
Dario Orion
Yeah,
pack
Rodimus
figure.
looks even better.
I have enough IDW inspired Orion packs now. I want a Sunbow one.
That's
like,
just
you
for
know,
me,
hump,
like,
what hump?
Sunbow Orion packs is like something I have never, ever thought I wanted to have as a toy.
Me neither.
And seeing it executed, I definitely don't want that as a toy.
I love that
I
they
want
did
it
it.
so much.
I didn't have a
so
desire
much.
for it.
You can have mine, Matt.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so hey, guess what? When this is on Amazon, you could use our link to buy it, but it's not yet. So that does you no good. But if you want to buy toilet paper or cat food or like Halloween candy because Halloween's coming up, tfradio.net/Amazon.
Yep.
I just bought
And-
cat food and dog food today. And it's so awesome. I don't even have to leave my house. I can be a hermit and feed my pets. They won't
You
starve.
know, in the old days, I always wondered how hermits managed to, have food and clothing for themselves. If they had pets, how they, kept them up. I mean,
Groceries to your house if
amazing.
you want.
Publix will do that too, apparently, which is kind of all. I think they will anyway. But but that's on Amazon. tfradio.net/Amazon. If you want to.
well, it's not Amazon yet. Give them time.
Oh yeah, they did buy Whole Foods. I need to visit my local Whole Foods to see what's changed as far as pricing goes. 'Cause
Probably nothing yet.
Apparently they've already started slashing the price on stuff. I love Whole Foods, I really do, except for the price tag that goes along with it. So we'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump to the next thing, which is Rob. What's on TFormers this week?
We've got a few things. We've got some more promotional art for Transformers The Last Knight. Concepts for an undead samurai who sure looks like a drift palette swap. As well as some location designs, which, rewatching, and this is something else, like I said at the top of the show, is up on TFormers right now, my review of the Transformers The Last Knight Blu-ray combo pack. Rewatching some of those scenes at the end of the movie, Cybertron just looks boring. It's barely alien at all. It's got this like honeycomb thing going on, and otherwise it looks like it was filmed in a rock quarry because it was. And it's just... It doesn't look... It barely looks mechanical. It barely looks alien. It's just all kinds of dull. So, but it looks better in the concept art, and you can see that on TFormers. In better news, Alex Milne will be doing the interior artwork for Lost Light number 13, so this is his first time back on this story since More Than Meets the Eye ended, so good to have him back. And let's see, we also have a new Decepticon who was teased in a photo for the Bumblebee movie. And lastly, of course, Jack from TFormers lives within driving distance of the current shooting location in Santa Cruz, so he has gotten a lot of photos of the cars and some of the areas that they're shooting in for the next 4 or 5 days or so.
Cool. Okay. Don, what's on the network this week?
What's on the network this week? How was your weekend? Episode 17. We're back from vacation. On this episode of How Was Your Weekend, Wendy and Brian share their vacation updates. What's Happened to the Headmasters? Episode 3. Water puts out fire. What will put out the fire in my heart? On episode 3 of What's Happened to the Headmasters, I'm joined by Nathan, currently an elf rogue and forever an Alabama football fan. Today we talk about the 5th episode of the Headmasters, The Revolt on Planet Pisto. RPG Lessons Learned, episode 20, Mission from God, Pathfinder series. This week on RPG Lessons Learned, Dusty and Mike return to Pathfinder to discuss the Mike-centered game, Mission from God. Just like all of our Pathfinder games, this is based on the characters included in the Pathfinder Beginner box. RFC Reviews Diecast, Fans Toys FT08 head, the head for Grinder. Titans Master Arcee, and X-Transbots Klaatu.
Awesome. Thanks, Don. Remember, of course, you can find this episode at tfradio.net/537. Leave us a voicemail, 931-99-GoBot. That's 931-994-6268. Follow us on Twitter at TFRadio. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TFRadio. We are on Instagram at TFPodcast. And don't forget, we have a Twitter contest going. Go to twitter.com/TFRadio. You'll see a little follow us, first and foremost. Throughout the week, actually next coming weeks, we'll be posting this tweet out there that basically says all you have to do is retweet and make sure you follow us for a chance to win the Headmaster Don autographed Titans Return Arcee. The HasCon exclusive. It's pretty amazing. I am on Twitter at BKilby, and that's pretty much it. Chris is on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. Matt is on Twitter at MELLL, 3 L's, VARR, 2 R's. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
You get a hold of me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can follow me on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast, and that's also where you can like the page and comment on the description on the thread with the photo of the Transformers Earth Wars patch for your chance to win that patch. That drawing will be Monday, September 25th, and that's courtesy of Transformers Earth Wars. And you can also see my reviews on YouTube at RFC Reviews.
Cool. Don?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4, EVR.
Rob?
I can be found on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Flailthroughs. I'm also on YouTube at Flailthroughs. Got some big news the other day. There is going to be a Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation 4. So,
and you thought people were just pranking you.
Yeah, I did, until I got like the 5th message about it. And so, yeah, that's coming in 2018. I will be covering it, obviously. And, of course, for toy-related videos, you can see everything XV and I do for TFormers on YouTube at TFormers TV.
And I'm going to be posting the first episode of a new project that I'm doing with Eric Crownover in the next couple of days, so be sure to be watching the YouTube channel for that.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys for being here. People out there, thank you for watching live. If you are, tfradio.net/live every Wednesday starting around 8 p.m. Eastern Time is when show starts. The pre-show starts around 7:30 Eastern Time. We'll see you next week. So what's this about Star Trek Discovery not being the Prime universe? I thought it was not Kelvin.
Maybe it's a new universe.
Oh, God.
Maybe it's the Blackjack and Hookers universe.
Well,
what's this about them not letting people review it?
Yeah, it's embargoed.
Oh, that means it's going to be bad.
Well, it's not even embargoed.
Yeah.
They don't even get like a. It's not.
There's not even a
critic
critic screening.
Yeah, I was going to say, has there been a screener release? Because, like, I've been trying to find information on that.
I have only once. I can only think of one instance when a movie didn't have a screener go out or a review session go out or whatever, viewing go out, where it was actually really good. Only once, ever.
What was the movie?
Tombstone.
Oh.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Yeah, Tombstone didn't, and apparently...
Star Trek Discovery won't be good, though.
Apparently there are people who think that not having that reviewer viewing kept the Val Kilmer from getting an Academy Award nomination for Doc Holliday. So they remember that crap. Man, that sucks. I was so excited about Discovery. Believe it or not.
I mean, I'm not writing it off. I'm gonna give it a fair chance. I'm just not super.
Set your expectations low, and maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'm not hyped up by the things I've seen so far. Maybe that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, set phasers to bland.
So Nightwing Numb in the chat saying that they gave him Spock a stepsister. He never had one. I mean, you know.
Well, they never said he had one. They never said he didn't.
Yeah. So,
Well,
I mean,
they also never said he had a half
didn't have
brother.
the
Cyborg.
Cyborg until he did either.
we didn't know about Cyborg until the 5th movie. And, you know,
There is no 5th movie.
Yeah, I love the 5th movie.
No, there is no 5th movie.
I hope the next Kelvin universe movie features Cyborg.
There won't be another Kelvin universe movie.
Shut up!
Well, Beyond did pretty good, didn't it?
No, it bombed. It was a bomb.
Each one is progressively worse.
Oh, okay.
I would say.
What are we talking about? Transformers
Star
movies
Trek.
again?
Man, Star
I
Trek
think
is
the
dead.
first one only did decently because people were interested in the reimagining, and then they saw how it went, and was like, okay, maybe. And then this next
People
movie came
love
out.
that
Like,
Well, I'm actually okay with the 2009 JJ
the
movie.
2009 one is fine
Yeah.
in isolation.
in isolation. It's like fanfic.
If they would have taken out the Beastie Boys and one or two unnecessary CGI monsters, I would have loved it.
I'm fine with the Beastie Boys. What I'm not fine with is the Red Matter one. I mean, that's dumb. I'm not fine with. No, that's really mostly just the Red Matter. And
I mean, they could have come up with. There's probably all kinds of other stuff they could have come up with that like conforms to the established fiction instead of inventing red matter just for this purpose.
Yeah.
Hey, but he's directing and writing the next Star Wars movie too. So.
And I'm fine with that.
He's actually a Star Wars fan, and I love The Force Awakens, so I'm okay with that.
Same here.
I love The Force Awakens. It went more,
and Rogue One sucked.
I thought Rogue One was great.
Rogue One got too many mixed opinions for me to ever take the time to actually see it. Like,
Okay.
Force Awakens was so universal.
About one of the biggest-
Force Awakens was so universally, like, maybe not praised necessarily, but like the response to it was very positive across the board, and that made me feel very confident to go into that.
Rogue
Okay,
One
Chris,
had my
just-
favorite Star
I've
Wars
seen-
character. Period.
Chris, I've seen like the tail end of Rogue One because my brother saw it, and it is the best Universal Century Gundam movie I've seen in a while.
Well, shit.
I love K2SO.
It's just got that same kind of
God, I
kind
love
of-
K2SO.
Yeah, I
that same
agree.
kind of like feeling to it. It is in terms of how it. I can't even describe it, but just it feels like something Yoshiyuki Tomino would have directed. So, you may feel differently, but if you ever get a chance to see it for like $1, check it out.
But is it Tomino on a good day or Tomino on a Victory Gundam day?
I'd say it's not quite Victory Gundam bad, but it definitely has that certain bleakness to it.
I love.
It's boring and badly acted.
I love Force Awakens in execution, but in concept, it's terrible. But
This is not
execution, it's
incompatible
great.
with the Gundam movies I'm talking about, honestly.
Force Awakens should be a terrible movie, but it's the most manipulative movie I have ever watched. It totally.
But you know what?
manipulated.
I'm fine with that because if I can enjoy the experience of watching it, I don't necessarily care that it's a terrible movie by the numbers. Like, it's for me, watching a movie and having a positive experience with it is as much about enjoying sitting there and the time I spend watching it as it can be that I enjoy and appreciate the mechanical complexity of its production,
So
if that makes sense.
The thing about
But
me,
it doesn't have to be all those things at once.
I agree with that almost universally, except for Star Trek 2009, because it kills Star Trek for me. It's like oh,
Beyond did that for me.
It's like, oh, you're a great guy. Yeah, you beat the crap out of my sister, so you're a terrible person. But man, like when you're not like beating the crap out of my sister, you are awesome. That's kind of how I feel about Star Trek 2009. I don't have a sister.
Oh no, I said Beyond. I meant Into Darkness. Sorry, Into Darkness ruined it for me.
Movie. Oh god, that's the worst movie. That is worse. God, that is the worst. It's not. Is it Nemesis bad? It's close.
Okay, so like I have always said that Nemesis was Star Trek: The Next Generation fan fiction, the movie.
Yes, that's exactly what
literally
because I read the script for Star Trek Nemesis leaked on the internet.
There's no way this is true.
6 months before the movie came out. I had forgotten most of it until I went and sat in that movie theater, and then it all just flooded back when it opened on the wedding.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie.
It's just like, no.
And Wesley was there out of nowhere after being written out of the show.
Well, the traveler
in a uniform.
Off.
In a uniform.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes
exactly,
sense in the
and that's the
script.
first 5 minutes of the movie.
It makes sense in the script because he just kind of, pops into existence there naked, and they just put a uniform on him.
Really?
Yeah, that was how the scene was written to happen. They cut it down to Wesley just being sitting there in the reception in a lieutenant's uniform.
He got a promotion
with no explanation.
Because I always wanted to see Wesley show up as a traveler. Because I thought
they should have done that in Voyager.
Yeah, I know, and it's like you have
because that wouldn't have totally made it worse.
well, I'm saying
on Voyager.
Only in a recurring fashion now. That would have been a great thing to pepper throughout season 7.
Well, I can imagine
along with Q and his son.
Yeah, I was about to say they could have put Wesley as a traveler in place of the Q episodes and not, over-explain
No, in addition to.
Well, and then you
a focus episode with Wesley as a traveler, Q, son, and Neelix.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say it needed to come to a head at Wesley the Traveler versus Q on some level.
Well, I can imagine Q popping in and saying, Janeway has a problem. There's an emergency. Q can't stay around to fix everything. He's busy doing something else. So he just snaps
He's not busy doing anything. He's Q.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that's his excuse. And then so he just snaps his fingers, and as he pops out, Wesley's popped in.
He's busy not being on Voyager.
Okay, so I can accept this. I can accept this premise if Q pops in and says Janeway's having a thing this week, but I've already got to go and help out Picard, so you're gonna need to go and step in over here. Like if he prioritizes Picard over Janeway, and honestly, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But his two favorite captains in Starfleet are both having a problem at the same time, and he can only help one of them.
Hey, people watching live, I'm gonna kill the stream right now because I gotta do a couple things. And we have a couple things we have to take care of. We have to make some sausage. So thanks for being here. We'll see you next week.
This is just the same as when we sit around on that one episode of Star Trek and basically plot out a whole new Star Trek series beyond, the end of Voyager and Nemesis, and it's what we want.
That's bound to be better than Discovery.
Yeah. We plot out exactly what we want to happen. And as far as we can figure, it would make a good series because, we know what we're talking about.
It's a good show. Okay, we're gone.